Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started the Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. Afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and to share their experience and knowledge with you. I hope you enjoy it. Hello everybody. As some of you know, we did a poll on LinkedIn, where is the podcast is mostly stationed over there. It is a professionally orientated podcast, so people tend to watch it mostly over there. As you know, you can find it in YouTube, Rumble, Gap, Twitter, wherever. It's on a lot of platforms, but mostly focused on LinkedIn. We did a poll, and it was about which segment would you want me to talk about and how I'm dealing with it. And the options were the economy, the inflation, education, or something else. And they left it in the comments. So obviously, the larger number of people wanted to hear from me about inflation, how I'm dealing with it, and as you can see, it was a pretty close call. A lot of people voted, and it was kind of like equal. So I'm going to start with inflation, and I will try to cover all of the topics. Bear in mind, this isn't like an example or anything. I'm just telling you how I'm dealing with those issues. So I'm not saying it's the best or the worst. It's the best that I know of. So this is why I'm doing it. And about inflation. So, when I was a kid, I was actually taught that I should keep this 10%, right? Save 10% of whatever you have. The problem is that the amount of money that we're receiving today is not exactly the amount of money we're receiving on 1st of January 2022, right? Because of the inflation. The money that you have now can either be with the same salary or something, but you can buy less things with that salary. So what I'm doing is, yes, I am saving 10% of my salary, but I'm buying an investment gold. And I'm not going to tell you which company I'm buying from. First, I'm not paid to do that. And second, I don't know if it's the best way. I don't want tomorrow somebody say, well, Danny said it. Well, okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm buying this investment gold, 224 karat gold, right? It has a certificate and everything. And if, God forbids, I need additional money and I have no other option, I can just go to the bank and return it. Obviously, this investment gold is being sold for a little bit more than you can sell it back to the original seller, so bear that in mind. But gold is pretty solid because it's an ancient currency, and so far, this is how I'm dealing with the inflation. Yes, the 10% are being saved, but they're being invested. Normally, I'm keeping the investment gold. Sometimes I have to spend it because we just live in those times. But yes, this is how I'm dealing with inflation, mostly relying on investment gold. Not to mention it works very well if you have to buy somebody a gift, a dear friend of yours back in town or something. You haven't seen one another in quite a while, or for Christmas, for Easter, for birthday parties, right? So it's either like a coin or like an ID card that has a 24 karat gold chip in it. Those are the things that I know. Maybe there are some other options. I'd like to hear from you in the comment section. But yeah, that's about inflation. That's how I'm dealing with inflation. About the economy, yeah, things are difficult. No, they're not going to get any better any soon. You should be prepared for the next. I'd say the next 2 years will be even more difficult. So my best advice is find another job. I know it sounds trivial. I know it's odd and it's not exactly what people want to hear. Like, what do you mean find another job? I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do too. But yeah, we do live in the era of communication. You don't really need an insane set of skills to find something to do online. You can distribute emails, this and that. I'm not saying that this is the way you should go, but I'm highlighting the fact that if you do it, well, basically you will have less time to spend money and more money earned, which basically helps. And this is this is my take on the economy. It's not going to get better. I'm not going to go too deep into this. Why it's not going to get better? Because, as some of you know, there are two main rules on my channel: no cursing and no politics, and I'm not going to break either of them. So I am not going. I have, of course, my own political views. Um, some of you might not know this. I served under 5 government administrations. I was involved in the government when I was working there, so I know what I'm talking about. But this is not the purpose of the channel. So yeah, my best advice is, because everybody can tell you save your money. What do you mean save my money? I can't save money because inflation and everything. So my best advice: get a second job. You can always do something in your free time. About the education is, and this is one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why I actually made the channel. Because the education we're receiving is, well, it's not good. And I'm not against universities. I saw a few comments on LinkedIn because of the channel, because how I'm conducting the interviews. Well, Danny, are you against academia? No, I'm not. I never was. I myself went to college. I went to university. I have a master's degree, right? I have additional set of diplomas, and I'm not against that. I'm against people going over there without actually being aware of why they're there. And this is why I'm not okay with today's education. And I'm not, you know how it is, supply and demand, right? So we have a lot of colleges and a lot of universities. And when you have something, a specific good, and when there's a lot of this specific good in this, in this example, the education, the quality is going to get lower, because there's not a competition. Everybody can go to college, everybody can graduate. It's not really that difficult, and if it's not difficult, it's not really worth it. There are truckload of things you can learn. My best advice is, go to the internet. I didn't go to school to figure out how to do a podcast, how to talk, how to act, what to do. We all have it in us, and I firmly believe that if you really want this, you can just find a lot of information. It's out there, it's free. Sometimes it's not free, but if you believe you need it, you can always buy it, and you can go with it. But yeah, and some of you may not know about this segment of Google called Google Scholar. I'll put a link in the description below so that you can check it for yourselves. It's pretty good because it contains a lot of articles that were already written. So in case you really want to go to university, in case you're looking for something particular, you can actually find it over there. Find some former projects done by students or by professors, etc., etc. And you can definitely use that information over there, because you will be able to see how other people did it and how it's happening. And about the other question, just a sec. How do you maintain the work and the home and the job thing? Yeah, how do you balance? Uh, what do you want me to say? This is tricky, because you see, you're replaceable at your job. I don't know. I don't care what you do for a living. You are replaceable. You can be the president. You are replaceable. You're not replaceable at home. So make sure you do whatever you have to do at the job, but be there for your family, because you're irreplaceable for them. With that said, guys, thank you for being with us, with me. Thank you for everything. Without you, the channel wouldn't have existed. So have a remarkable Sunday, and all the best, guys. Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Gap, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.